Assets, liabilities. We all hear these words, but do we truly understand the line that separates financial freedom from lifelong struggle? Most hardworking savers in the U.S. think they are building wealth because they own a house, a car, or a nice watch. But here is the cold, hard truth. Many of the things you think are assets are actually draining your cash flow every single month. They are silent liabilities in disguise, and they are keeping you trapped on the treadmill. Before we dive into the numbers, I need to be completely transparent with you. I am Arthur Leo Stone, and everything I share here is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Every strategy one discusses involves risk, and your personal financial situation is unique. Please consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. The information I provide is intended to help you understand the game, but the responsibility for your financial future rests entirely on your shoulders. If you caught our last video, the hidden inflation tax, you know that we focused on protecting your cash from losing its purchasing power in a low-interest savings account. We looked at how inflation acts as an active, relentless tax on your life's savings. We set up our foundation, but today, we are talking about the core engine of wealth generation. The fundamental difference between what puts money in your pocket and what takes money out of your pocket. Right now, millions of Americans are making a fatal flaw in how they view ownership. They look around their home, they look at their possessions, and they label everything they own as an asset. But Robert Kiyosaki gave us the golden rule that most people completely ignore. An asset puts money in your pocket, no matter whether you are sleeping or working. A liability takes money out of your pocket, every single month, without fail. If you are a U.S. resident working 40 hours a week, saving your hard-earned money, but constantly buying liabilities disguised as assets, you are running a race you can never win. You are not just spending money, you are buying future obligations. Today, we are going to expose the great illusion of modern consumerism, redefine what an asset actually is, and give you a precise, step-by-step US-based action plan to purge liabilities and start acquiring real wealth-building instruments. This is critical, so pay close attention. Let's break this down so there is no confusion. When most people buy a brand new car off the lot in the US, they proudly tell their friends, "I just bought a new asset." But the moment that car drives off the dealership floor, it begins to depreciate, and every single month it demands insurance, fuel, maintenance, and loan payments. It is not putting a single dollar into your pocket. It is actively bleeding your cash flow. It is a liability. Think about it this way. Imagine you take out a massive auto loan for a luxury vehicle. You think it elevates your status, but your net worth is dropping, your cash flow is restricted, and your ability to invest in things that actually grow is choked off. You are working harder and harder just to feed an object that gives you nothing back in return except transportation, which a reliable used car could have provided at a fraction of the cost. This is why so many high-income earners in the U.S. are still broke. They make $200,000 a year, but their liabilities scale up right alongside their salary. They buy a bigger house with a massive mortgage, 2 expensive car notes, boat payments, and endless subscriptions. Their balance sheet is a disaster. They confuse income with wealth. They think that because money passes through their hands, they are wealthy. But true wealth is measured in time. How long can you survive if you stop working tomorrow? If your liabilities outpace your income-producing assets, you are one missed paycheck away from a financial crisis. Think about the psychological trap of this as well. Society bombards us with marketing messages telling us that our self-worth is tied to our net possessions. You see your neighbors buying new things, and you feel the pressure to keep up. You feel that stress, but you don't connect it to your definition of an asset. You think more consumption equals a better life. But it's not a better life, it's a golden cage. The system is designed to sell you debt disguised as success. When you buy liabilities on credit, you are working for the bank, you are working for the government through taxes, and you are getting none of the freedom that true ownership provides. To break free from this, you have to stop looking at status symbols and start looking at cash flow. We need to shift your perspective from consumption to accumulation. If you don't intentionally audit your balance sheet, you are effectively voting to stay on the treadmill forever. This is not about living a miserable, restrictive life where you never enjoy anything. It is about prioritization. Once you see the math of how liabilities compound against you, you cannot unsee it. And once you understand the difference, you will realize why the traditional middle-class path, working hard just to buy more liabilities, no longer leads to financial independence. Now, you might be saying, Arthur, I need a place to live, and I need a car to get to work. Are you telling me my house and car are liabilities? And look, that is a crucial question. Let's make a vital distinction. Your primary residence, the home you live in, is technically a liability on an absolute accounting basis because it costs you money every month for mortgage interest, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. It does not put cash in your pocket. However, it can be a functional necessity, and if bought wisely, it can eventually lock in your living costs. But the moment you buy a house that stretches your budget to the absolute limit, or buy a luxury car that bleeds your cash flow, you have transformed a necessity into an anchor. To really win, you have to understand the difference between consuming and investing. Most people never make this distinction. They spend their entire lives working for a paycheck, immediately trading it for liabilities, and wondering why they never get ahead. They are trapped in a cycle of earning, spending, and borrowing. To break this cycle, you must move beyond consumerism and become an accumulator of real assets. I want to share my 3-layer US-based strategy to audit your balance sheet and shift your capital into true assets. But keep in mind that all investing involves risk, and you must do your own research. The first layer is the purge. This is non-negotiable. Take a hard, honest look at everything you currently own that drains your cash flow without providing a return. That extra car you barely drive, the recreational toys financed with high-interest debt, the subscriptions you never use. Liquidate the liabilities that are sinking your monthly cash flow, and use that freed-up capital to wipe out consumer debt. You cannot build a castle on quicksand. The second layer is the producer. Anything beyond your debt elimination must be deployed into assets that generate income or appreciate reliably over time. This means owning pieces of productive businesses through broad market, low-cost index funds like VOO or VTI, or investing in real estate that generates positive rental cash flow. By holding these assets inside tax-advantaged accounts like a Roth IRA or 401k, you shield your gains from immediate taxation, allowing your wealth to compound significantly faster. We are looking for long-term cash flow, not short-term flashiness. Remember, all market investments carry the risk of loss, and past performance is never a guarantee of future returns. The third layer is the shield. What about the cash flow your assets generate? You must protect it from lifestyle creep, the silent disease of upgrading your liabilities every time you get a raise. Reinvest your returns back into the engine. Every dollar of passive income should buy another productive asset, not another liability. This is how the wealthy compound their position while the middle class stays stuck on the treadmill. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'm ready to audit my life, but how do I make sure my money compounds fast enough to reach my retirement goals? That brings us to our next conversation. In our next video, we are going to tackle the compound interest myth, why most people start too late, and I'm going to show you exactly how time is your greatest asset or your worst enemy. It is the missing piece of the puzzle that turns your asset-building strategy into an unstoppable force. You do not want to miss it. You need to understand that wealth is not accumulated by what you earn, but by what you keep and what those possessions do for you. When you make the shift from buying liabilities to acquiring assets, you are changing your entire financial destiny. It is a fundamental shift in your relationship with money. Instead of working for money until the day you die, you start making your money work for you. You start to see opportunities where others see status symbols. You start to look at financial choices not with short-term emotional desire, but with a cold, clear perspective of an owner. Consistency is key. This is why we focus on the binge strategy. You have to watch these videos, apply these steps, and keep moving forward. Every small step you take, whether it is selling a depreciating liability, automating your index fund contributions, or refusing to upgrade your car when you get a bonus, is a victory. It's a brick in the wall of your financial fortress. Keep building that wall. Don't look for shortcuts. Don't look for flashiness. Build a solid, reliable, and effective asset base that will protect your family and your future for generations to come. Your future self will thank you for the disciplined choices you are making today. If you found this deep dive into assets versus liabilities helpful, please show this video some love. Hit that like button right now. It helps this US-based financial education channel grow. And subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a new strategy. We're building a community focused on mastering your money, and we need you in it. To get a free tool to help you start taking control, including assessing your current balance sheet and identifying which assets are actually draining your cash flow, click the link in the pinned comment below and download my free wealth audit checklist. Let's get started on your US-focused financial plan today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.